Today I'm going to give away a free t-shirt, bring you a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, bring you comics news, reveal the books I bought this week, and if I screw up, a blooper reel. How y'all doing? I'm Victor, and you are watching a Comic Hero show. Now kick that logo! Welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host, Victor Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero. Coming to you from Southern Realms Comics and Games here in Ruston, Louisiana. Now, this month is National Bullying Prevention Month. And this is something that really hits home for me because I myself was bullied. I was bullied all the way from second grade until the day I graduated from high school, and I was also bullied for about 3 years of college. But I'm not going to really harp on that because I've moved past that. But I know that there are a lot of young people who have to live with that burden every day, the burden of being bullied. And you know, there are so many young people that are afraid to say something about it. There are so many young people who are taking their own lives because they just can't take it anymore. And to me, that's just devastating to hear. I mean, whenever I hear about a young person taking their own life because they were constantly being bullied, it breaks my heart like you wouldn't believe. And if you're watching this and you're currently being bullied, or you're like me, you're a bullying survivor, then this episode is for you. This is a National Bullying Prevention themed Comic Hero tee that I made. If you look close enough, you would see a thumbs down, and inside the thumbs down it says "Boo to Bullying." And then also I made a ribbon because the color for National Bullying Prevention Month is blue. I just hope that by watching this, that this episode will serve as a beacon of hope for you, because I know how messed up it is. I mean, it stinks. But just because you're being bullied, that does not mean that no one will believe you. Say something to someone, because it's just wrong. And I mean, I can't. It took me years to finally fess up that I was being bullied, and I don't want anyone to. And I finally fessed up. So if you're watching this, say something. Tell someone, whether it be your parents, whether it be a teacher, whether it be one of your fellow students that doesn't even do that garbage. And speak. And if you see someone being bullied, say something to them. Because you may think that your voice may not be heard, but yes, it will be heard. All right, it's time to give away a free t-shirt. All right, last week's episode, I asked, what is Matt Murdock's law partner in Daredevil? Well, the correct answer is Foggy Nelson, or Franklin Foggy Nelson. 15 people have answered correctly, and because they've answered correctly, their names have been entered in a drawing for a free tee, and that drawing takes place right now. So, the winner of the free tee for this week's episode of the show is... Hey, Christian!
You're a loser.
You won!
You're a loser. Yeah.
Christian Nord from Shudrick, Louisiana. So congratulations, Christian. You win yourself a free Comic Hero tee. All right. Here's the question for next week's episode, and this is a Luke Cage question. What is Luke Cage's catchphrase? Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in the drawing for a free tee in next week's episode of the show. Now, D'Angelo Ballou from Warren, Ohio, and he comes up with such great fight requests, like you wouldn't believe. I mean, so far he's the only person doing it, but just because he's the only person doing it, that does not mean that no one else can. And I'm quite sure D'Angelo doesn't want to do it by himself, although knowing him, he probably wouldn't mind. But anyway, he's come up with another free tea question of the week. And this one features two characters, one that'll suck the life out of you, and one that'll just kill you. Representing DC, we have the Parasite. And representing Marvel, we have Venom. These two are gonna duke it out in a segment I like to call
The Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown.
Welcome to the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Today, it's Parasite versus Venom. Parasite possesses the absorption of energy, superpowers, and knowledge through physical contact. Venom possesses all the powers of the symbiote's first known host, Spider-Man, invisibility through camouflage, and the symbiote's ability to anonymously defend itself. Who will win? Venom knows he already has this fight in the bag, so he taunts Parasite. He starts chanting, "We are Venom! We are Venom!" Parasite, annoyed at Venom, charges towards him. The latter, for some reason, allows Parasite to touch him. Instead of absorbing Eddie Brock's knowledge and Spider-Man's powers, Parasite absorbs the unfiltered darkness of the symbiote. It becomes too much for Parasite, and it allows Venom to finish him by gutting him in the midsection. Venom wins, and that concludes this fight on the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed that fight, and if you have fights for future episodes, contact info is down there. Alright then, it's time for Conflict Speaking, so without further ado, let's talk comics! Alright, I'm only going to talk about one thing in Comically Speaking on this episode, and that's the trailer to Black Panther. The movie comes out on February 16th of next year. Great belated Valentine's Day present to go treat yourself to, whether you're single, taken, married, getting married, or doesn't matter what your marital status is. Go out and see that movie! Chadwick Boseman is going to be playing the lead role. He first played the character in Captain America Civil War, did an amazing job. And Michael B. Jordan is also going to be in it as Killmonger. Now, for those of y'all that remember a year ago, for an entire month, I did a Comicology 101 segment on Black Panther. And I talked about the character, his history, and all that. And Killmonger got brought up many times. I'm really looking forward to that. And also, Ulysses Claw, who is also a classic Marvel villain who has gone up against the Black Panther, and also the Fantastic Four will be in it. Now, Claw was first in Avengers Age of Ultron, and really looking forward to it. The trailer, I tell you, I can always tell when a movie is good. You can always tell when a movie is good by just seeing the trailer. Well, most of the time. Most of the time. Sometimes a trailer can either be one of two things. It can either be good, or it can be full of smoke and mirrors. I believe this movie is going to be good. And and by the way, the movie is going to be directed by Ryan Coogler, who great director. He's also. This is not the first time that Coogler has worked with Michael B. Jordan, who's playing Killmonger. He's also worked with him on the movie Creed, which came out last year. Which, of course, Creed is a spin-off movie a continuation movie from Rocky, if you will. It talks about Apollo Creed's son, who he never met. But Ryan Coogler, I believe, Ryan Coogler is a great director, and I believe that this movie is going to be great. All right, that's it for Comically Speaking. Now then, let's get to the comics I bought this week.
Comic books I bought this week.
All right, I have about 10 books, so I'm not going to give a brief description of them. I'm just going to let you know what they are. First up is Green Lanterns number 33. All New Guardians of the Galaxy number 12. Spider-Gwen number 25. Justice League number 31. Superman number 33. Super Sons number 9. Aquaman number 29. The Mighty Thor number 700.
No, that's mine.
The Incredible Hulk number 709. And finally, X-Men Gold number 14. All right, now it's 10 I bought, which brings the total number of comics that I bought since December of 1997 to 8,244. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. And here's a question again for a free tee for next week's episode of the show. What is Luke Cage's catchphrase? Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in the drawing for a free tee in next week's episode of the show. And congratulations to our very own Christian Norrid, who won a free tee in this week's episode. All right, it's birthday time here on the Comic Hero Show. Happy birthday to Aaron Eaton. Happy birthday to Jessica Tico. Happy birthday to Mary Leonard. Happy birthday to Sheila Turner. Happy birthday to Antonio Harris. Happy birthday to Lady Texter head coach Brooke Storr. Happy birthday to Josh McGee. Happy birthday to Brandy Walk. Happy birthday to the owner of the Field House and Traps and the co-owner of Crawfish City, Joey Trappe. Happy birthday to Kalisha West. Happy birthday to Pamela Ceccarelli. Happy birthday to Stephen Honeycutt. Happy birthday to Peyton Edwards. Happy birthday to Tanika Nash. And happy birthday to Tucker Futrell. All right, as I said at the beginning, bullying stinks. It's wrong. And, I've heard some folks say, well, these people need to grow a pair, or they need to grow a spine, or they need to get a thick skin. Look, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Do you not understand that there are some young people, who don't, there are some people who just can't do that. And for you to say that they need to grow a spine or get thick skin, that's a very careless thing to say. Because young people don't always know how to handle certain situations. We're not machines. We're not automatically programmed to overcome adversity like that. Sometimes the best thing to tell a young person who's being bullied, it's gonna be okay. What those people said is not true. You are young, you are gifted, you are smart, you are talented, you are amazing. Those are the things you say to young people who are bullied. Not this other garbage. But again, if you're watching this and if you're a survivor of being bullied, or you're currently being bullied, or even if you're a family member of someone who was being bullied and who's no longer with us, This episode is for you, and I just hope this episode serves as a beacon of hope. Because adversity, like I always say, adversity is temporary. And if you happen to see somebody being bullied, say something, do something. Don't just walk away and pretend like you didn't see anything. You do that, you're just as guilty as the person that's bullying. All right. Now for next week's episode of the show, I'm going to wear 2 different tees, just like I said this last week in episode 185. Episode 187, which is next week. I'm going to raise awareness for domestic violence. And then also, we're going to have a nice little Halloween shindig over here. So I'm also going to be wearing a Halloween-themed comic hero tee. And then the week after that, it'll be 2 days removed from the greatest day in the world. My birthday. And you're probably wondering, Vic, how old are you going to be? 21 plus 15. That's all I'm saying. All right, I'm Victor Nunley. I'm the Comic Hero. I'll see you next week for episode 187. Right back here at Southern Realms Comics and Games. So until then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero.
What about me and James? We always make a fight request. We're nobodies now? What about Will? Well, I'm fairly certain Will's made a fight request. We're nobodies?
Their word of
I heard
mouth.
bullying here earlier.
Hey,
Us now.
you need to let me know it. You need to let me know. Closed mouths don't get fed.
We let you know all the time you're in here. Will might keep his mouth closed.
Oh, whatever. And that all just got on camera, but I'll edit that out.
Oh, I didn't know you were on camera. I thought it stopped.
No,
Dang.
this isn't live streaming. I can't afford to do that. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that fight, and if you have future fights for future... Numero uno! All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and here's a free blooper! Numero dos!